We have here verse 28 of the 4th chapter of the Gospel of John. Jesus has just announced to the woman at the well that he is indeed the Messiah, that she has at least implicitly suggested that she suspected he might be. And of course, when she hears that, that opens the door to her. In a sense, the epiphany fully takes place, and it just turns out that at that very moment, we have the return of the disciples. They come, they're astonished, they're marveling. John reports that Jesus is speaking with the woman, but they don't have the temerity to raise the question, what are you seeking, or why are you speaking with her? They just remain back in a kind of respectful silence, camouflaging their astonishment, but watching as the events unfold. Well, on the arrival of the disciples, we hear the woman then, beginning in verse 28, apheken. This is from aphemi. Normally it would mean to forgive. It also means to leave or abandon. In the sense of forgiving, it means abandoning any grudge that a person might have or any requirement for a debt to be repaid. But it can also simply mean to abandon, to leave, in the sense of simply walking away. And remarkably, what we hear is apheken un. This is a conjunction, means therefore. Therefore, she left. By the way, this is the third person singular, aorist, active indicative of aphemi, apheken. She left, therefore, tain hudrion, the water pot, autes, pronoun, genitive, singular, feminine. She left her water pot, he gune. So the woman left or abandoned her water pot. Kai apelthen, from aperkamai, went away. This is the aorist, active indicative, third person singular. Went away, ace tain polen, into the city. Kai lege, third person singular, present, active indicative, and says, literally, tois anthropos, to the men. And of course, the rest of the sentence follows in the next verse. We have, of course, here the suggestion that the woman is triggered in making this move by the arrival of the disciples, or it may just be that the conversation had reached its conclusion, but one way or another, she just leaves everything behind. She doesn't bother to gather the water that she's come to get. She doesn't even bother to grab the water pot that's there that had some value. She leaves it all, and the impression is, in a kind of haste, she makes her way back into the city. The feeling you get is there's some kind of joy that's overflowing in her now. Maybe she's already become possessed of this very living water that Jesus had earlier described to her. But one way or another, she can't keep it to herself. She's going to go and break even more social conventions, as she will announce in the next verse to the men in the city, the information that she's acquired about Jesus.